for a guy like me who really spends zero time thinking about all that, all I have to do is watch other large channels. For example, Graham Stephan. I'm stealing this from his Twitter post. He was asked, why is he always sad? If you've ever seen Graham Stephan the last, I don't know, seemingly 6 months, every thumbnail has him sad. And he basically said he did an A/B test and the same content, same video, one happy, one sad, and the sad video got 3x. That's just human behavior. Apparently, people want to click on sad Graham, not happy Graham.
100% it's human behavior. And what's actually interesting is while we're in a new world, AI, YouTube, social media, TikTok, also nothing's really changed. It's all media. And what has always worked on media? It's going to be, the drama. It's going to be deaths, murder, fear, uncertainty, and dread. It's going to be just stories that'll grip your attention. No, if something absolutely amazing happened in your local community and somebody did a bunch of charitable work, those stories get covered for 30 seconds, really deep into the news program, or not at all if there's enough, someone got kidnapped, like that's the leading story. And that's what we kind of are biting our nails hanging on. And your listeners, I know this is a kind of a renegade, contrarian thinking, people who are protecting their mindset and thinking about, understanding that like that's not healthy, but left to our own devices, that's what the masses will watch and will click on. And so if you tap into those mass psychology principles, and I think it's also things like sometimes people are probably more prone to click on a face that is even stoic is a face that's working really good in thumbnails right now. Because we maybe have mistrust of too much energy or too much excitement or too much, like, are you really or why are you worried? If you can create curiosity, and then of course you talk about Crash Bros all the time. The thing is, it just works though. If you put flaming houses, for
yellow and
sign,
red, yellow and red and flaming houses,
crashing red arrow, and then throw something like minus 30%.
Exactly. Big bright yellow.
Yeah, it was only that transactions went down 56% in one niche market in something that's not even that big of a deal. But yeah, just take that number, throw that in the thumbnail. And that's also where you get into that clickbait area of where it can be true. But I really believe over time, you are kind of eroding trust, or you're just becoming branded as a particular type of person that only markets their content some way. I think that everybody ever so often, especially when it's really aligned with truth and integrity, should tap into those tactics. But I think like anything, they could just be overused, or they could be abused, or they could be, but I mean, once someone figures out something that's working, I think Seth Godin maybe was famous for saying that marketers ruin everything. As soon as something's working, being sad in your thumbnails, people just work it until it stops working. And that's also where in marketing, we also learn. It may be the thing working now, but then it flips. Like people are like, man, I want to see some positivity. And it's a lot of times just being one or two steps ahead and testing and experimenting these different things. Color theory is very fascinating, color in thumbnails. Yeah. And it all comes back though. It's like, can it get the person to click to not or not?
It's about the first step. It's the click, then the average view duration. Yeah, exactly.
And can it stand out? There's things even to consider. They just switched the default theme of YouTube on mobile to dark mode. So your thumbnails, how they contrast, if your thumbnails were really dark, they may now disappear. But if they kind of go opposite, they're going to have contrast for the masses. These little details, many channels get away without thinking about these types of things. But at a mastery level, and that's kind of where what we're always pursuing and studying. And for those who this is very much able to become someone's career. I mean, for Graham Stephan, it is basically the one thing he is doing and thinking about. And he got a few other things, but he's really content creation has become his main thing. So it'd be his responsibility to think all day, every day, split testing things. And so, yeah, it could be color theory, how you structure and write titles. The opening of the video, we're just so prone to click off of things. We'll click off Netflix shows. We'll click off. I think about my wife. We'll see something new and she'll say, hit it. Let's just give it a try. So that's where a lot of us go with media, including YouTube. Let me it's got me to the point of a click, but it hasn't even got me to the point of committing to the end. That's why
Right.
when we were talking, and I said, hey, when you open up a daily financial news or anything,
Yep.
come right out the gate to give me the really quick 6 things you're about to talk about, because you might drop one that makes me go, okay, I don't even
I'll
want to
wait.
just
Yeah.
listen to a little bit of this. I need to stick around until the end for that last thing that is
Yeah.
coming up. That's a thoughtful way to help the viewer also make a decision. If I'm going to try this out and click on this to start it, if you lose me midway, if I'm like, okay, great, I've learned the first few things you said, but I don't even, why would I even stay here? I'm going to go somewhere else. But if you gave me a reason and really, I'm like, I need to sit through the whole thing.
Yeah. It's been very helpful. I've seen a noticeable change again. The coaching and mentoring you've given me over the last 6 months has been game changing. So thank you for that.